skphile presents Fun with Fodder, episode number 5. Science fiction airlock doors, or interior doors, even external doors. So, what do we have here? Well, I have a selection of simple and somewhat elaborate doors I've made, and I thought I'd give you some ideas. So the first thing you have to decide is how big your door is by taking whatever action figures you're going to use in the scene and measuring them. So once you've established that the person can go through the door reasonably easy, then you know the size. So just give you some examples. Here's a large, elaborate door. Here's a smaller, elaborate door. Kind of a medium one here. And another very elaborate one. It's even got a automotive timing chain on it. A few more examples. So how do you go about making these? Well, first of all, you have to get your base. And your base can basically be anything flat enough to mount things on. And then you're going to be adding more or less various and sundry gewgaws, whatnots, thingamajigs, and so on. So one of the things that I've found that it's a good base are the clear plastic tops you get with fruit like grapes, Ziploc container tops, takeout containers. Got this one from a Mexican restaurant. Went out with my wife and sister yesterday. You actually get 2. You can also have other containers, interesting shapes. Then you can use the bottoms of electronic equipment, which are square. Action figure bottoms. This one was for a Batman. There's some interesting patterns. Metal rectangles. Then another thing I've found at thrift stores, Goodwill and so forth, is these things the kids put on their lockers. And they're very door-like. Here's one that opens up in the middle, has mirrors inside. So those are some ideas. And then inserts. This was some chocolates. And even electrical boxes for the smaller scale. Those are just some ideas. The next thing you need to do is gather up some parts to put on the front. If you look at this one, for example, I have a top, some electronic things, googly eye. This is a holder for a razor blade. And then this is from a lighter. And this, of course, a bunch of gears. This is a bunch of stuff off purses. Yeah, this is very elaborate. And you can make it as simple or as elaborate as you want. It really adds to add some signage and some computer screens. Here, this is a Listerine, those little melt-in-your-mouth Listerine film things. This is an action figure thing. These are tops. So The other thing is you have to imagine how it's going to open, and then make it look like it has some kind of mechanism to open. Sometimes you can just put electronic parts on. Here's some examples for bigger doors. Even just metal panels, and then add some type of electrical looking box. Anything that has a handle like thing you can use, including Lego pieces. Like I said, little metal panels to make textures, gears, caps, and you can put things across like this to make it look like an opening thing. Some kind of thing from a lighter. Again, some purse parts. There's a carabiner type of thing that would look cool as a handle. Plastic parts. Restaurant hamburger sticker thing. If you want to add some wires. What else we got in the box here? Random things. If you want a computer screen, your cell phone screen. And then also for handles, here's off a pen, the clip from a pen. And you can use brads to make rivets, rivet certain parts. And you can add, lights behind it, some special effects. This one has a white, and probably can't make it work now because every time I picked it up before I started the video, it made noise. But now when I have the camera going, it does not work, but it has an alarm sound. And that right there, that light lights up red. So, there you go. Come on. Very weak. The battery's running out. There you go. So, fun with fodder. Like I said, experiment. Who knows? Like these things, I pulled off. These are eyelets from a pair of gym shoes. Look like handles. You never know what you're gonna get. And a lot of stuff, of course, I got over the years taking things apart. Someone asked, "How many things have you taken apart?" Oh, countless. Here's an example. It's just some of the screws. The whole colander full. So, boldly go where a lot of people have gone before in their dioramas. And make some sci-fi doors. I am out.